The NFL Week 4 preview of Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up using promo code OFFSGPN.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you listen to, this is JMark. You can find me on the X at JMark Football. And if you're wondering who us is, that's at Old Fashioned FB. Before I keep going, I got to bring in my co-host on the pod and in life. You can find her on the X at the Mark. How you doing today?
Well, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
I'm glad we're
Thursday.
not. I'm glad we're not doing this on Thursday.
Right.
I will be professional and not set my lineups during the show.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
When there's 15 of them, kind of. But yeah, it's been a day.
You were on a bit of a mad scramble. I do remember that last week.
It was. Yeah, I am the ultimate multitasker.
Yeah. Quick thing. We were going to be starting at 6:30. What up, bitches? And the lovely Murd, Jamie says.
Hello.
What's up, Jamie? Thanks for joining. We were getting ready to start at 6:30. I was getting ready to make the drinks. You had just got off of work, and I was like, something smells funky.
And you bring me
out,
into the kitchen. You're
like,
you need to come in here. Something doesn't smell right. And I was like,
it's not me. It's not me.
And I thought, oh, it smells like something died in here. What the heck? And I'm like,
are the potatoes?
No, we just bought the potatoes, and we've had potatoes that did go bad on the counter, and it was a weird smell. But anyway, it was so bad, and we both at the same time turn around, and by our front door is the megalodon of dog poops.
Yes,
it was horrible.
I gotta say, our dog, she's 12, does not like being naughty. Does not like going potty in the house. And this was an emergency.
It's like we failed her. I don't know which one of us failed her.
Well, I was on a podcast, so
it was me. I was working.
You were on a work call, though.
I wasn't on a work call.
Oh, I thought you were.
I wasn't. I was reviewing. I was in a review, but I normally she'll come, she'll pot you. It's very urgent when you know it's urgent.
It was a
and all
boom.
I can think of is that I had to have failed her. I had to have been so in the zone that I did not notice she was trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
I do remember in the last 15 minutes before I came out of my office, I did think that she had come up to my desk. But again, I'm in the zone. So I just didn't
it.
I clearly didn't give her the attention she needed.
It was smelly.
It didn't seem like it could have possibly come out of our 60-pound dog.
No.
This was
that was a
it was the Meg.
Poop.
It was the Meg.
She identifies as a 100-pound dog and laid her 100-pound poop at the front door.
Today, her butt identified as a 100-pound dog. This is horrible. We're done. This is gross.
The chat has happened. We got a lot of Dak Prescott wannabes in the chat, I think. Randy saying, hey, here we go.
Here we go.
Nick saying, here we go. I mean, that's what Dak says. Hunter's checking in. What's up, everyone? And then Jamie saying, I still blame JMark. It's always the guy's fault. That's fair. I
can get behind that.
We're coming up to week 4. We're going to talk a little bit of news.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk our little 2-minute drill, but that's recapping week 3 and kind of talking about week 4 preview.
Of course.
Got lock bets for you from me. You got some fantasy advice for folks. And of course, we're talking whiskey, which speaking of, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking Dead Guy Ale Whiskey Cab Finish.
Yes.
This is it's their single malt whiskey finished in cab casks from Dead Guy Ale and Spirits. And if you tuned in last week, you know that we tried and did a review on just their single malt whiskey.
Yeah.
So this is that finished in cab. I'm excited. I won't give you any spoilers, but stick around.
Absolutely. Jamie in the chat betting that it was me. And
like it did not feel like it could have possibly come from our dog.
it was not me.
You got done with your podcast. You run to the front door.
Right.
You do your thing.
Let me out.
And then you're like, oh, let me go get Myrrh and get her out
Blame the
here.
dog.
I can't figure out what this smell is coming from.
And Randy's saying, don't compare me to that has-been Dak Prescott. Yeah, and if you want to hear more hate on Dak Prescott, check out the SGPN app because the SGP guys, they hate him. It's in your app store. It's got easy access to all of our free picks and props. And wait, how much does that cost again? It's free. Should we go over some injuries?
Let's do it. I'm gonna start with the most painful injury for me, and that's James Conner. He is out for the season with an ankle injury. Trey Benson is going to be taking over, and
you had
too many shares.
I got to hear a lot about how many shares of James Conner you had.
I spent so long on the waivers.
I have him in every fucking leg.
It was so bad.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, you were complaining about the fact that not only did you have James Conner, you had Austin Eckler right along with him in a lot of leagues.
Not a lot.
Oh,
there's
not
a
lot,
few.
just a
Maybe
couple.
I exaggerated last night in my moment of like just when I'm like I obviously knew this happened, but like I'm waivers, and then I'm realizing what I have to do. Like I really have to do my waivers because.
Well, I was right there with you because Najee Harris also out for the season, torn ACL. It's going to be Omarion Hampton's backfield, which is great for me in some leagues because I invested in Omarion Hampton, but it's terrible in one league where my starting running back left, and this is a deep league, so there is nobody. I know. Go look at the waivers. There's nobody. I will now be starting at my RB2 spot, Kyle Monangai of the Bears. That's going to be rough.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. CeeDee Lamb, he has a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out for around 4 weeks. You're going to need, it's like a George Pickens. He's going to need to step up.
Yeah.
Mike Evans has a hamstring injury. He's going to miss multiple weeks as well. I would maybe look at Sterling Shepard. I know he's out there in a lot of leagues.
I picked him up today. Nobody picked him up off the waivers, and I picked him up. Yeah. Other wide receiver news, Terry McLaurin is questionable for week 4 with a quad injury, but what I read is he's seeking the advice of multiple professionals and multiple doctors. To me, that means he's not playing. Just saying. And Chris Godwin, full practice, logged to full practice. Maybe he comes back and is a little rusty, a little slow, but it sounds like he may be close to taking the field. Originally, they said 6 weeks into this season.
They're like, you don't get 6 weeks anymore. Come back.
Yeah, Mike Evans is hurt. We need you now.
We need you. Return.
And then I know we don't really talk defense, but this is kind of big for the 49ers. They lost Nick Bosa, torn ACL, and he will be out for the season. There's some sort of, I don't know, voodoo magic going on with Kyle Shanahan injuring the other players so that CMC stays healthy.
I've seen so many reels and so many things like on Insta about it, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
There's something going on.
Or like he's sucking the life out of all these players.
Yeah.
To stay
Have you
healthy.
seen that? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like some old show or old movie where this thing, have you seen that one where this like monster skeleton thing wakes up and then sucks the life of a doctor and then looks like,
that's what I'm talking
I've
about.
seen a lot of that.
But they have like a line of like 49ers players stepping up.
Oh, that one I haven't
Maybe
seen.
that's what I thought. Maybe I'm imagining it.
Maybe you're imagining.
I'm pretty sure. I've seen a lot of reels on it. So
fair enough. Let us know if you lost anybody. Nick Fortune, the Niners fan, saying injury bug. We have an injury bug.
Or you have
every
CMC
year.
sucking the life out of people.
Yeah, that's what's causing it. We're going to get to our 2-minute drill where we recap week 3, preview week 4. But before we do, I got to let you know that we're brought to you by MyBookie. MyBookie.ag is your place to bet on football and everything else, including the CFL. Make sure you check out the CFL Gambling Podcast. And their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything. I like that motto. Anywhere, anytime, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Don't do the Dogecoin. It is down. Head over to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Notice I nailed the bet back bonus there. Did not struggle like normal. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market, and it's available in 35 plus states, including Iowa. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5. If you use our promo code SGPN, get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. No word. I do not have word on if Novig is available in Canada for our Canadian listeners. We got Channing, we got Justin and Mark, the Canadian brothers. So, and Hunter saying he called the goose egg for CD last week against the Bears, just not the injury. He did have a goose egg now, probably because of the injury, but as somebody who is saying Michael Pittman, like I know Hunter's
I was going to say,
track.
be careful if cereal's here.
I know, right? Right. I got to word myself carefully for cereal, but Hunter's tracking the Michael Pittman versus CeeDee Lamb stats.
I love this. I love that you're doing this.
I know. And Michael Pittman is now taking a big lead, I believe. So pretty good. Should we just get right onto it?
Oh, let me get my timer out. Because for everyone who doesn't, well, nobody can see it, but we have our timers. We are trying to stick.
I don't know why we both use a timer.
I got to see. I'm a visual. Like,
learner.
I got to see the visual. What?
Nothing.
Get out of here.
Said you're a visual learner. You get the timer out. I'm going to let you know that I had a rough week in my lock bets. I do apologize. I went 8-9. Our season total still winning. We're 20-14, but that definitely was a rough week, especially after my first lock hit. But yeah, let's kick it off. And the first game is Seattle, who's a 1.5-point favorite at Arizona. Now, Seattle just beat the Saints 44-13. Sam Darnold looked pretty good again, going 14 for 18 for 218 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker had only 38 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold only completing 14 passes, but then winning 44-13 is crazy. The Cardinals lost a close one to the 49ers, losing 16-15. Kyler had 159 passing yards and a touchdown. And after James Conner went down, Trey Benson is the guy that stepped up. He did have 10 carries for 42 yards. 4.2 average is not bad. Now, Seattle has won the last 5 matchups against Arizona. Because of that, I'm taking Seattle to win. I'll take the minus 1.5 points as well. Seattle is going to win this game.
All right. For fantasy, all eyes are now going to be on Trey Benson. Just like you said, he's filling in for James Conner. And if any other back gets involved. For now, though, I think you've got to start Benson. This also feels like a game where Cooper Kupp has a decent stat line.
Yeah.
So I think I'd start him comfortably. And to quote myself from years ago, Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp.
All right. Next, in Dublin, Ireland, at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. We're starting the games early. You can get football all day long.
Love it.
We will be camping,
well,
but all day
I'll have my
long.
phone.
But that's 8:30 a.m. Central. We'll have the Vikings as 2.5-point favorites against the Steelers. The Vikings are coming off a 48-10 thumping of the Bengals.
Yeah.
I just have to say that.
I was shocked, by the way.
Yes. We've got Carson Wentz, who threw for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 14 completions. He didn't have to do much as Jordan Mason ran for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then you've got TJ Hawkinson, who had a nice day catching 5 passes for 49 yards and 1 of those touchdowns.
Yeah.
The Steelers beat the Patriots. Sorry, Cody.
Sorry,
21-14. Rodgers only threw for 139 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. One was to Calvin Austin, and then there was one to DK Metcalf. To me, nobody else really stood out.
Yeah. Now, these two teams only play each other every 4 years. The last 2 matchups, Minnesota has won. They won 1 and Pittsburgh won 1. So, and I was looking at this and if you're going to pick somebody to win in Dublin, it'd be Carson Wentz. He's got red hair. He's got a red beard. You would pick him, but I'm staying away from that. I'm actually going to go Jordan Mason over 80.5 rushing yards because the Steelers do give up a lot of running yards. And if you're feeling frisky, I like Jordan Mason and Jaylen Warren parlayed as an anytime touchdown, both of them to score a touchdown, and that's plus 380. I like that one.
All right. Looking at fantasy, Jordan Mason, another.
I said parlay, and you're like, I'm not going to validate
I'm not.
it.
We're not. You want to throw a parlay out there? That's on you. That's on you. One of those isn't hitting. Jordan Mason is another must start for me. The Steelers are allowing, it's an average of 139.3 rushing yards a game. I also like Jaylen Warren, as the Vikings are allowing 130 rushing yards a game.
Yeah. And my mom checking in Dublin. Yes. Wish the Bears were playing there or the Bills. We would make it work somehow to go. I read that the cheapest tickets in Dublin are $775 per ticket. not to fly there. I mean, to go to the game. That's insane.
Mhm.
And then Serial checking in. We were just talking about you. We're not bad mouthing the Cowboys much. Every time a Bengal gets thumped, a kid gets granted a wish. So I guess we'll keep rooting for them to get thumped. The next game is the Commanders as 1.5-point favorites at the Falcons. They just beat the Raiders 41-21 with Marcus Mariota, not with Jaden Daniels. And he looked pretty good. Mariota threw for 207 yards and a touchdown. He ran for 40 and a rushing touchdown. He spread the ball around to Terry McLaurin, who I know is hurt now, Luke McCaffrey, Zach Ertz. And then the Falcons. What the fuck, Falcons? They managed a whopping 0 points against the Panthers. When you get thumped and blown out by the Panthers 30-0, you really need to check yourself and say, what are we doing?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, Michael Penix looks like he lost his Penix. He threw for 172 yards, but he had 2 interceptions and only 4.8 yards per throw. That's not very good. Nobody on this team put up really great numbers. I don't think the Falcons are very good. And the Commanders, they've beat them 4 straight games in a row. Give me the Commanders to win this one easily. I don't know why it's just -1, but there's -1 on some books. I don't understand the number. Explain it to me in the chat if you understand it, but Commanders are winning this by a lot.
If Marcus Mariota is starting again, I think Luke McCaffrey is a guy that you can throw in a flex spot. Mariota really like targeting him. And without McLaurin, they're going to need him to step up even more. We'll also need to keep an eye on seeing how the Commanders' backfield plays out as well, with Eckler out the rest of this year. I did look at these. I looked at on the waivers and I just couldn't commit.
Well, and it looks like they're fine giving all 3 a chance.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's hard.
So I'm not sure I trust any Falcon not named Bijan Robinson.
I agree with that. And Hunter checking in, updating us. Pittman, 47.3 points. CD Lamb, 38.2. And obviously with CD out, Pittman is just going to keep rising to the top.
Yeah. All right. Next, we've got the winless Saints. They're hitting the road to take on the Bills. The Bills are 16.5-point favorites.
It's a big number.
I know. And they just beat the Dolphins 31-21. Josh Allen had a good day with 213 yards and 3 touchdown passes. James Cook ran for 108 yards. And then Dalton Kincaid led the receiving stats again with 5 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown.
I got to interject there. Last year, I kind of gave up on him because he looked good his rookie year. Last year, not so much. He's back.
Sophomore.
Yeah,
sophomore slump.
His sophomore slump, I guess. You said it's not a thing.
Well, but I think it is sometimes. 60% of the time. It happens every time. Okay. The Saints, they lost to the Seahawks 44-13. Spencer Rattler threw for 218 yards and a touchdown. This team, they're a mess. I don't know what else you want to say about them.
Garbage. That's what I want to say.
Garbage. Kamara only had 42 rushing yards. Olave had 10 catches, but only for 57 receiving yards.
Yeah. Now, I know when you said the number 16.5 points, you're like 16.5 because it sounds like a lot. However, the last time these two played, it was in New Orleans and Buffalo won 31-6. I don't think any line is too big for this Buffalo team against this Saints team. Because if you look, the Saints just got blown out by the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are not the Bills. So I'm taking the Bills and the points. I'm also locking up James Cook longest rush. There's not a line for it yet, but if it's 15.5 yards or anything under that, smash over for the longest rush.
Smash it.
Smash it.
Aside from, your studs, I think Alvin Kamara could have a good game. I know you'd think, hey, Kamara is a stud, but not on the garbage Saints, as you just said.
Right.
And then Dalton Kincaid, he also feels like a must start going forward, given the fact that Josh Allen is looking his way so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Serial pointing out it took 2 years for the CeeDee Lamb versus Michael Pittman conversation, but I might finally win it. Next up, we got the Browns at the Lions. The Lions are 8.5-point favorites. The Browns just beat the Packers 13-10. There was a blocked field goal. They got a field goal at the end. Joe Flacco only threw for 142 yards and 1 interception, no touchdowns. So it's not like
he wasn't looking very Joe Flacco.
No, it's not like they were stellar. I mean, the star of the offense was rookie Quinshon Judkins, who continues to look good since coming back after beating the shit out of his woman. He ran for 94 yards and a touchdown. And the Lions are coming off a big win over the Ravens, 38-30. I was surprised by this. I did not expect them to win. Goff threw for 202 yards and a touchdown, but it was the ability to run the ball on the Ravens. It was impressive. Monty ran for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gibbs had 67 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I have the entire Lions offense, and like you give me shit for that, but I was just like, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
It worked
Now
this
give me a Monty touchdown.
I know.
Give me a Gibbs touchdown.
I told you, I was like, who do you need to do well in this game? And you're like, Gibbs and Monty and Goff and Laporta and Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra. I'm like, what the fuck? So all of them, just the Lions. You need the Lions to do
but
well.
you can rely on them.
Closet Lions
They are
fan.
fantasy football just studs.
You're a closet Lions fan. Amon-Ra did have 7 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. I know the Browns just beat the Packers, but this Lions team, they're on a mission after their loss in week 1 to the Packers. So I'm taking them, but my official bet is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs rushing under.
I don't like this.
This Browns team is very good at stopping the run. They held Josh Jacobs to 30 yards on 16 carries. I think they've only allowed like 100 yards all season total to running backs. They are very good at stopping the run. I don't think Gibbs is going to have as much success. In the passing game, yes. But his rushing total, I like the under. It's not available yet.
Yeah, we don't know the yards that are available.
I'm
I don't
taking
like
the under
this.
either way.
I don't like this. I need him.
It's likely going to be 50-something to 60-something. Take the under.
Okay. Well, with that, you're not going to bench Gibbs or Monty.
You can't.
You can't. If you have Gibbs, you can't bench him. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you go with what you said, you have to be cautious because the Browns defense has been really good against the run. And then Quinshon Judkins may have a disappointing day as well. I actually think I'm throwing Dylan Sampson in as a flex.
I like that.
That may work out because the Browns will be behind and need to keep passing the ball.
Yeah, and he's gotten involved in that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And now your timer, just out of the corner of my eye, I saw is at 6 minutes.
I'm lapping it.
Oh, okay.
Lap. So we can compare at the end.
Mine. Okay, fair enough.
Well, how do you know our overall success rate of the 2-minute drills?
That's fair.
We're not keeping track of it.
How many 2-minute drills did we convert a touchdown?
Let's be real here. I
How
track
many
things.
did we get stopped? How many did we have a blocked field goal like the Packers? Anyways.
Okay. You're ruining this lap for me. Next, we've got the Panthers who are going to take on the Patriots, who are the 5.5-point favorites. The Panthers are coming off of that big win against the Falcons where they didn't have to do much because the defense finally stepped up. You've got Bryce Young, who only threw for 121 yards, and they only ran for 110 yards as a team.
Yeah, so 231 yards and they score 30 points. That's insane.
It is. Next, like the Patriots who lost to the Steelers 21-14. Sorry, Cody. How many times can I throw that in this show so that I have
at least
to apologize?
Once more.
I think we could probably fit it in, wrap up the show with that. The Patriots lost to the Steelers. Drake May threw for 268 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 interception, but he was sacked 5 times. He also led the team in rushing yards with, drumroll please, 45 yards.
Yeah.
His favorite target was Hunter Henry, who had 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. And this is another weird matchup. The Panthers and the Patriots only play each other 4 times a year, or 4 times every 4 years.
What are you trying to say?
They play each other once every 4 years. That's what I'm going with. The last time was 2021. The Patriots won 24-6. A lot has obviously changed since then. This Panthers team's really hard to get a beat on, but they've covered 2 games in a row. So give me the Panthers plus 5.5. Sorry, Cody.
For fantasy, honestly, I'm avoiding everybody in this matchup except for maybe Ted McMillan.
Yeah. It's hard to trust any of them. I agree with that. Next up, we got the Chargers 6.5-point favorites at the Giants. The Chargers beat the Broncos 23-20. Justin Herbert threw for 300 yards and a touchdown after Najee Harris got hurt. O'Marion Hampton was the man. He had 70 rushing yards as well as 6 catches for 59 yards. I had finally benched him because he had been such a disappointment. I benched his ass, and this is what happens.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Quentin Johnson and Keenan Allen, both on a comeback tour.
They're on fire.
They are on fire. Johnson had 6 catches for 89 yards, and Allen had 7 for 65 and the touchdown.
I have to tell you, it's like exciting to see Keenan Allen back.
Well, and Quentin Johnston, who he was drafted barely played that first year and dropped a bunch of passes when he did play. Second year, still dropping a bunch of passes, and you think this guy's cooked. And now he's a top 5 fantasy football wide receiver. What is happening? It's insane. Good on him though for keeping at it. The Giants lost to the 22-9 to the Chiefs. Wilson looks terrible. In fact, on 4th and goal, he threw it away. He threw 160 yards and 2 interceptions, and now is benched. It is Jackson Dart time. He is starting. And then Scatterby really took over the game with 10 carries for 60 yards. He also had 6 catches for 61 yards. So now we got a rookie starting, Jackson Dart, against good defense, but in his first start, they don't have the game tape on him. This is a tough one, but I'd rather rather than take this spread, I'm going to take a barrel strength bet. Anytime touchdown, Scatterby, Hampton, Johnston, plus 930. All of them to score a touchdown.
All right.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Fantasy-wise, we don't know how Jackson Dart will look, but I would expect the Giants to rely on Scatterby out of the backfield, catching short passes, probably. Yeah. Then Wan'Dale Robinson and Neighbors, I think that they're still trustworthy for the Chargers.
The who?
The Chargers.
The Chargers.
The Chargers. I don't know where that came from. This is mostly for myself, and I need to listen to myself. Quit resisting Quentin Johnston.
No, honey, you keep resisting.
Nope. I am not going to let those points sit on my bench another week. He's finally made himself relevant. He's a top 10, and it feels weird throwing him in my lineup, but I need to do it, and I need to do so confidently.
Yeah, crazy enough. That is a fact. Before we keep going, I think you should tell everybody a little bit about Underdog.
Absolutely. We are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats. Available for a ton of sports. We'll be posting plays on our socials, so make sure that you subscribe. And Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and you get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code OFFSGPN.
And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL, and they've introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model, and you build, and you could win $1,000. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, and don't forget, use promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Excuse you.
That was awful. I'm still recovering from being sick. I'm better. Yeah. I'm fully better. But that congestion and the coughing and the
hacking.
Whatever. The hacking. I'm hacking.
You need some Mullen.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not going to go down I was going to start talking about a reel I saw. Let's just keep me on track here.
Well, we got a Mullen leaf tincture sitting in our cabinet. But anyways.
Anyway, we've got a couple more early games still here. We've got the Eagles. They're 3.5-point favorites as they're going to Tampa. And they hung on to a win over the Rams, 33-26, which makes it look like it wasn't as close as it seems. But the Eagles were up by 1, 27-26. The Rams went for that game-winning field goal. It was blocked, returned for a touchdown to give the Eagles their 33-26 win.
Crazy ending.
It was. That's the exciting endings.
Yeah.
Hurts threw for 226 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Finally a passing game.
Yes, we finally saw the Eagles throw the ball. A.J. Brown had a good game. He finished with 6 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. Devonta Smith also had a good game with 8 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. And then looking at the Bucs, they won a close one over the Jets, 29-27. Baker had 233 yards and a touchdown. Bucky Irving ran for 66 yards, but on 25 carries. Then you had Emeka Egbuka continuing to look good, having 6 catches for 85 yards, and Sterling Shepard for 4 catches for 80.
Yeah. And believe it or not, the Bucs are the tush-push killers. They put a stop to the brotherly shove. They've won 4 of the last 5 games against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Without Mike Evans, maybe it's going to be difficult, but I think this trend continues. Eagles get their first loss. Bucs continue to win these close come from behind games that Baker just he's got this swagger and just, he's hurt, but he's also in people's faces.
Mhm.
Bucks win on the money line. Let's
All
go.
right.
Baker and the boys.
For fantasy, I think the main thing to watch here is who steps up for Mike Evans. Anika Bukash, I feel like he should be started. I also think if you didn't pick up Sterling Shepard yet on the waivers, he's available. Grab him just in case he absorbs a chunk of that target share. Although if they do bring Godwin back early, I don't know how that'll play out. Another player that I would throw in as a flex, potentially, K. Dotton. And again, K. Dotton hasn't been impressive so far this season. He's not getting the looks, but maybe with Evans out, we don't know how this offense will shake out for targets.
Yeah.
The last 2 games against the Eagles, K. Dotton had 6 catches for 52 yards and 8 catches for 89 yards.
So he's good against the Eagles as well.
Mm-hmm.
The next game we got is the Titans hitting the road to the Texans. The Texans are 7-point favorites.
Slow down. The Texans.
The Titans still look like a young team. But Cam Ward is looking a little bit better. He threw for 219 yards and a touchdown. And to a guy that Miranda said to start, Elik Eomanor, he had 4 catches for 38 yards, but he had that touchdown. Pollard ran for 45 yards and a touchdown. Texans lost again, falling to 0-3. People thought I was crazy when I said to fade these Texans. But it's proof in the pudding here. 0-3. CJ Stroud threw for 204 yards, 2 interceptions, though. Majority of that going to Nico Collins, 8 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Texans are 0-3, but they're a better 0-3 team than the Titans, in my opinion. I'm going with them to cover. You all right over there?
Yep.
I'm going with them to cover, but another fun way to bet this one, which the lines were not available for anytime touchdowns in this game yet, but I'm going to say Texans money line plus Nico Collins anytime touchdown.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Little fun way to do it.
Fantasy wise, I don't really trust anybody in this game outside of Pollard and Collins.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. On to the late games. What?
Just
I know. My lap was going. I was like trying to hit
up
lap.
there.
I know. It's like, lap. And you did not do that.
All right, late games. Go ahead.
Yes, the Colts are heading to LA. Letterkenny.
LA.
Yeah. We haven't watched Letterkenny in like forever. Anyway, to take on the Rams, the undefeated Colts are coming off of a big 41-20 win over the Titans. Dan Jones had another decent day, throwing for 228 yards and a touchdown pass to Michael Pittman, who I know we've talked about this, but is doing better in fantasy football than CeeDee Lamb. Sorry, cereal. And Jonathan Taylor had a big day, running for 102 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has just been fire this season as well.
Has.
And then they're going to go against the Rams, who are coming off of that loss to the Eagles, even though they were in a position to win. Puka had 11 catches for 112 yards, while Devontae Adams had another touchdown to go with his 56 receiving yards.
He's been good.
He has been.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams also ran for 94 yards and a receiving touchdown.
Thank you to Cody and Rod. I got a trade offer. Devontae Adams on my team. I would give him up for Cooper Kupp. I love Cooper Kupp. But I turned it down because they said, no, don't do it. I'm sure glad I listened to them. The Colts have been impressive, but their undefeated run ends here. Give me the Rams -3.5 and a bounce back. After that loss to the Eagles, they're going to feast on the Colts. I also like parlaying Jonathan Taylor and Kyron Williams anytime touchdown. Get those running backs involved.
Too many parlays here.
Never too many parlays.
Fantasy, I don't see any sleepers sitting on these teams. Just start your studs. You've got Devontae Adams, you've got Puka, Kyron, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, and Dan the Man Jones.
Yeah, Danny Dimes. All right. Next game is the Jags at the 49ers, where the 49ers are 3-point home favorites. The Jaguars coming off that win over the Texans 17-10. Trevor Lawrence threw for 222 yards, no touchdowns, didn't need to. ETN had 56 yards and a touchdown. Now, something a little strange, not really, but Brenton Strange had the most catches, 6 for 61. And then Parker Washington out of Penn State had 11 targets, but he only had 4 catches, 34 yards. But the targets are there. Sometimes you got to chase the targets. 49ers coming off that 1-point win where Mac Jones continued to win games for them. They're 3-0, but 2-0 under Jones, surprising me. He threw for 284 yards and a touchdown. CMC ran for just a little over 50 rushing yards, but didn't matter for fantasy football because he had 10 catches for 88 yards. Ricky Pearsall was the favorite receiving target with Juwan Jennings out. He had 8 catches for 117 yards. At some point, sorry, Mr. Nick Fortune, this Mac Jones magic has to end, and I think this is the point. This is the point it happens. I know it's a long travel for Jacksonville, but give me the Jags to keep it close. I'll take the +3. I'm not saying money line. Give me the +3. Take the points.
All right. I've got to tell you, if you're not starting Ricky Pearsall in your lineups, you need to be slapped. But don't slap me.
No, I was slapping the camera. Okay. Sorry. It just ended towards you.
It just ended towards me. Like, how do you really feel about this? But for a sleeper, you mentioned Bretton Strange has been a big target for Trevor Lawrence. And I think that he's going to continue in this matchup against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Next up, game of the week, as the Ravens are the 2.5-point favorites at Arrowhead Stadium, taking on the Chiefs. The Ravens lost to the Lions 38-30. You had Derrick Henry, who ran for 50 yards and a touchdown, but he also had another fumble. Lamar threw
in 3 games.
I know. It's disappointing. It's like, what's happening? Then Lamar threw for 288 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 of them went to Mark Andrews, who caught 6 passes for 91 yards.
He's back.
Is he back?
I don't know.
Can we rely on this? I don't know. Zay Flowers, he had a dud. He was just a dud.
Yeah.
The Chiefs finally got their first win. I say finally, we're in week 3, but they've never, I don't know. I shouldn't say never, but it's been a while since they started.
Mahomes has never been 0-2.
He's never been 0-2.
Yeah.
I wanted to say never, and that's why, but I was like, the Chiefs probably have been.
They have been, but Mahomes.
They got their first win of the season, 22-9 over the Giants. The only player that really stood out in their win was Tyquan Thornton, who had 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown.
He's becoming a bit of a go-to, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird. Hunter actually just said it in the chat, and it's what I was thinking as well. Either the Chiefs or the Ravens are going to be 1-3. Now, the last time I said, well, I don't see the Chiefs doing this, it was I don't see the Chiefs going 0-2, and they lost. So I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on the fact that I think the Ravens are the better team, and Ravens are going to win this one. I'll take Ravens minus the 2.5. They win by 3.
Right. For fantasy, a sleeper pick, I'm just going to throw it out there, Tyquan Thornton, because he is quietly becoming Mahomes' go-to, one of his favorite targets. I think you should maybe throw him in as a flex piece, especially with how bad the Ravens defense has been. I know it's been hard to figure out for receivers, like who you're going to throw in for the Chiefs. And I generally, after learning my lesson years ago, kind of stayed away from it. But there's Ochem brewing.
There is Ochem brewing. We got to talk about this game. I'm excited to talk about this game. The Bears, 1.5-point favorites against the Raiders. Actually, I saw just as an hour ago, this flipped to the Raiders being a favorite. The Bears are now dogs. Coming off their first win, sorry, Serial, to the Cowboys 31-14. Caleb Williams threw for 98 yards, not 99. Sorry.
Don't give him the extra yard.
I know. And 4 touchdowns. We finally saw Luther Burden get involved. He had 3 catches for 101 yards. One of those was like a 60-some yarder, I believe. Got a touchdown. Rome was still Caleb's favorite target. He had 7 targets, caught 3 only, but 62 yards and a touchdown. Cole Kmet caught a touchdown. DJ Moore finally got a touchdown. The band is back together. Now, the Raiders lost to the Commanders 41-21. Geno Smith threw 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ashton Genty had 63 yards. Trey Tucker, who's starting to really stand out, had 8 catches for 145 yards and 3 touchdowns. A huge game. I don't expect those numbers every week, but Geno does like throwing to them. This one's easy. We've beat the Raiders 2 times in a row. We're giving it 3. Let's do Bears money line. And we got another parlay here. Same game parlay. Bears money line and Roma Dunze
now you just
anytime
ruined
touchdown.
Roma Dunze for fantasy lineups. I'm just going to say that.
Thank you for saying that and not ruining the Bears win.
I can't do that. I need us to win. Come on.
Bears are going to be 2-2 going into the bye week, and things are starting to look up.
All right. We know for fantasy, you've got Swift, Adunze, Genty, but Trey Tucker has been playing decent. Like you said, I don't expect him to get 3 touchdowns like last week. There was the league that was looking at his points and he had over 40 points.
Yeah.
That's not happening again. But I do expect him to have a good game against the Bears. I also think DJ Moore is trustworthy. I say that cautiously. He should
jinxing
be.
him now?
No, I don't want to jinx him. I feel
All
like
the
I can't
receivers are
talk about our
jinxed.
Bears. But I think you got to start
Yeah.
DJ Moore as well.
He's still getting the targets. So, yeah.
Mhm. All right. For Sunday night football,
Dun, 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 dun.
the Packers hit the road to Dallas. They are the Packers are 6.5 point road favorites. Dallas is coming off that big loss to the Bears, where Prescott had
Sorry.
251 passing yards and a touchdown.
If you're not watching on YouTube, I just pretended to laugh. Sorry.
Javonte Williams, he looked good again, running 10 times for 76 yards. Then you've got Jake Ferguson, who was a top target for Dak. He was targeted 14 times.
Whew.
He caught 13 for 82 yards.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. And you've got George Pickens, who also had a nice day with 5 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. Now, the Packers are coming off a disappointing loss to the Browns. Jordan Love threw for 183 yards and a touchdown. He also had an interception. Josh Jacobs only ran for 30 yards on 16 carries because the Browns can stop the run.
Yeah.
Matthew Golden had a decent day, catching 4 passes on 52 yards.
I got a couple bets.
452 yards. Yes. Sorry.
You're good. I got a couple bets for you on this one.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, if the Bears can beat the Cowboys 31-14, I hate saying this, so can the Packers. So give me the Packers as touchdown favorites. Give me Josh Jacobs over rushing yards. But I think my favorite, not available again, this Sunday Night Football. This will be available later. Not available yet, but Micah Parsons going against his old team.
Mm-hmm.
Find the sack ladder. Go 1 sack, 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 4 sacks. Play it up to, well, not 4. Let's play it up to 3. He's going to sack Dak Prescott 3 times. Play that ladder. It's going to be a good one.
All right. For fantasy, I'm going to throw out breakout of the week for Matthew Golden.
Oh, little golden
Coming
shower
up.
time.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think you can throw him in your lineups. George Pickens will pick up some slack with Lamb being out, but also start Jake Ferguson. What are you going at?
I tell sometimes you don't listen to me because I said a little golden shower time and you said, yeah. So
sorry.
I could tell you were on autopilot. You're like, yeah, he said whatever.
Yeah,
Yep.
Checks out.
Checks out.
This is not
So
it happens so much. I'm so sorry. Because you always have comments, Justin. You're always
I
saying
can't
stuff.
help
And it's
myself.
like I've gotta just take the comments, keep going. Otherwise you're gonna
derail our 2 minutes.
I'm talking about in life.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
I'm talking about in life, which is why this happens here.
That's fair. That is fair. We do have 2 Monday Night Football games,
Mhm.
which I'm okay with, but I don't like that one starts at like 6:30, the other at 6:15. If you're gonna do it like they did 2 weeks ago, where one is a late game, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
One at 6:30, one at 9 o'clock.
Well, you don't
want to
miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah. Well, I get it. Everybody has 2 TVs these days, but still, I don't like that. Spread them out.
Everybody has 2 TVs these days.
Yeah, spread them out. Anyways, the first one is the Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins are 2.5 point favorites, coming off that loss to the Bills, where Tua had 146 yards, 2 passing touchdowns.
Mhm.
Devon Chan had 62 rushing yards, and Tyreek Hill targeted 10 times. He caught half of those for 49 yards and a touchdown. Now the Jets, they almost had a win. It took Baker and the Bucs to come back from behind. Tyrod Taylor, filling in for Justin Fields, had 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He also ran for 48 yards. Braylon Allen named to watch because he had less carries than Breece Hall, but more yards.
Yes, he did.
And Garrett Wilson continues to be a stud, having 10 catches for 84 yards. I actually went to pick up Braylon Allen in a league today just to find out he was picked up 34 minutes before.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Fields is back. He's healthy. He's off the concussion protocol, I believe. He's back. This team has some spark after almost winning. Fields gets them over that. Jets win. Miami goes to 0-4. Let's fucking go.
All right, let's do it. Fantasy wise, calm down
My
over
mic
there. You're like overly confident. Maybe this needs to be our barrel lock.
Excuse me?
Enough. Anyway, start your studs. For overall, my opinion there, I think, like you said, I think you should keep an eye on Breece Hall as the trade deadline gets closer and closer.
good
And
point.
stash Braylon Allen now if you can.
Could a team like the Cardinals make a play for him? For Breece Hall. Now that James Conner's down. I know you just spent some fab on Trey Benson.
Too
so
much fab.
Not.
I hate fab. Let's just say I hate fab. Because I always it's like, do I want to this is in the guillotine league.
Yeah.
And it's early.
Chopped, now they call it on Sleeper, but yes.
It's guillotine. Come on. And anyway,
yes.
I with my injuries and everything, I was gonna before the whole James Conner failing me or me putting all my eggs in James Conner's basket.
You get your eggs out of James Conner's basket, damn it. What the hell?
I was going to go for a wide receiver in that league. And I was like, I really need to beef it up. And I always hold on to fab too long. Like you see, I'm safe. People are getting chopped, but I hold on to that fab. I was not going to hold on to the fab. And then I didn't, like I said, I didn't go deep enough for running backs in this league. James Conner goes out. Then I have to spend fab on Trey Benson. And I also needed to get Devontae Adams. So there's that.
So you got both of them.
Yeah, and I have like no fab left, so I feel like I'm screwed.
Would you rather, though, get kicked out with all your fab or kicked out with no fab?
I would like to make it farther than week 7.
So knock on wood, I've never made it farther than week 5. Never. We're on week 4 now.
I do pretty well.
You do decent. You make it towards the end.
Yeah.
But I never spend my fab. I'm always nervous. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep it. Well, pretty soon, either people aren't going to have fab or they're going to be out because they'll be cut. So this year I have spent it. I don't have a lot left.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I threw around like 800 fab of I was down to 900 and whatever last night just so that I could hopefully get not Braylon Allen. Holy crap. Benson. Yeah. Hopefully get Benson. And then I really wanted Adams. So
I know. I woke up first thing this morning to see if I got the players I put in for, and I did not. I did not put enough money in for them. So I didn't have a lot of money.
You're holding on to that fab for another week.
Well, I only have like 300 left, but yeah.
Okay. Let's get us back on track here.
Sorry. Yes, let's do it.
So this is the Monday Night Football part 2. We've got the Bengals at the going to Denver against the Broncos. Broncos are 7-point favorites in this one. The Bengals looked like a mess in their loss to the Vikings. Jake Browning threw for 140 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. We had Chase Brown, who only ran the ball 10 times for 3 yards. 3 yards.
I have so many shares of him.
3 yards. It's painful. Jamar Chase had 5 catches for 50 yards, but no touchdowns. The Bengals look like they may be, I don't know, cooked without Burrow.
Yeah.
Then the Broncos, they're coming off of a tough loss against the Chargers, losing 23-20. You had Bo Nix, who had 153 yards and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins ran for 83 yards. And we finally got Cortland Sutton back. Of Bo Nix's 14 completions and 153 yards, 6 went to Sutton for 118 yards and a touchdown.
That's an insane stat.
It is.
So 35 yards or whatever did not go to him. The rest all went to him. That's insane.
Sprinkled a little on the side to somebody else.
Right? That's insane. That loss for the Bengals or the Vikings was embarrassing. Going against Carson Wentz, there's no way I can back them as the 7-point dogs, but I don't know if I can back the Broncos team that hasn't fully clicked yet as 7-point favorite. So I'm going to go with J.K. Dobbins over rushing yards. And I like his longest rush. They haven't said it yet. Obviously, that's the late Monday night game, but his longest rush, take the over is that on that as well. I like both of those.
All right. Fantasy, J.K. Dobbins for sure, but I know you're all asking, is Cortland Sutton back? I do think you can start him. We've been waiting to see him come back to us. You can start him against the Bengals defense.
I need to put together a reel that it's his highlights or stat line, and then just the dude from Harry Potter going, he's back. Because that's all I think of when these guys have bounce backs.
That's all I hear throughout our every time.
I know. He's back. I don't
from
know
you.
I'm a big nerd. Hey, we didn't do great on our bottle lock bets last week.
Oh, okay, never mind. Again, I'm not listening to you. Let's go on to bottle long
What were you?
laps. Just continue.
We didn't do great on our bottle lock bets. Never mind.
Ready to argue already.
Right?
We're not even
What
on the
the
same
fuck?
subject.
If you're on YouTube, you can see the graphic. We did hit James Cook longest rush over 14.5 yards. That paid $23.40. Now remember, we kept $10 aside just in case. So we have $33.40 left. These books are hanging on to their props tighter. They're not releasing them. So you're going to see, if you're looking at the graphic, you got a big old question mark on the left, but I do have a 5.5 point teaser. I like Bills, Lions, Texans, Rams, Bears. We're going to throw $15 on that to win 60, and it's going to hit. I have been a teaser pleaser.
I'd like that. Then we'd have $93 for a bottle of whiskey, and people have to tell us what we're doing.
Well, no, we're betting the 15. So then
yeah, I forgot to do the math.
do some math.
So you'll have
So
75.
not quite.
Ish.
Yeah. Real quick, we talked a little fantasy football, who to avoid, who to start, all that kind of stuff. Well, don't forget that Keeper's Heart is sponsoring the Old Fashioned Football League, and it's a first of its kind blend that brings together the best of Irish and American whiskeys, creating a smooth, rich flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're celebrating that Bears win, processing that tough Cowboys loss, sorry cereal, or just relaxing with friends, Keeper's Heart is a whiskey that keeps traditions alive. Find it at your local liquor store or at keepersheartwhiskey.com. Don't forget to sip responsibly. And just for a league update on that, there are no undefeated teams left.
Nope. That happened fast.
But there are 7 teams that are 2-1. And the top team in the league is none other than the fantasy football newbie, but the whiskey drinking pro, Channing Brown, not Channing Tatum, as I once accidentally called him. He's 2-1 with the most points among the 2-1 teams. So Kate, Murr, so the 2 ladies of the league, congrats. Pinky, myself, Nick, and Alex are all also 2-1. And just to give some credit where credit is due, Cody has scored the most points in the league, but had some bad luck on matchups. He sits at 1-2.
Sorry, Cody.
Sorry, Cody.
We're going to see how many times we can get this.
Absolutely. All right, Miranda. Do you have anything else you want to add on week 4?
No, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. All right. Well, let's talk a little whiskey. I don't know why my voice did that, but why don't you remind everybody what we're drinking today?
Oh my goodness. Today we are drinking Dead Guy Whiskey made by Rogue Ales and Spirits. This is located in Newport, Oregon, and we're drinking their cab finish. For more info on Rogue, jeez.
Nathan Rourke?
Nope.
CFL Canadian quarterback?
No. For more info on Rogue, go back and check out last week's review. We tried their single malt in an old fashioned. We tried it neat. Gave our review, gave our honest thoughts.
And we got that whole video posted separately.
Yes. So if you don't want to, if you want to skip the recap, because we're already going into week 4 now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got to tell you, so, we were in Oregon and I just thought, let's see if there's any distilleries around us. And there happened to be this one, Rogue Spirits. And then I started like, Rogue? Oh, wait a minute. And I looked up and it's Rogue Dead Guy Beer Ale, which I used to love. I remember the zoo in Indianola, Iowa. We went to college there. Not at the zoo. We went to college in Indianola, Iowa. And
I don't know. It was kind of a zoo. But
one of the bars there. The zoo.
It's the zoo.
Not Mojo's was the other one.
Yeah.
It was the zoo though, with Forbes and Runyon, right?
Yeah.
The zoo had Rogue Dead Guy Ale on tap, and that was very rare to find in Iowa at that time. I don't know what it's like for you all, but you don't find a lot of Rogue Dead Guy Ale. You especially don't find it on tap, and they used to have it on tap, and I loved going there and getting that on tap. Probably too much, probably more than I should have. As a college student, I should have been studying and all that jazz, but I didn't. I went and had some tasty beer, but they make spirits out of their tasty beer. This is made out of the Rogue Dead Guy Ale mash. You can see the bottle, which we gave a 5 already. The stopper is amazing. The bottle is cool. The raised glass on the back. Anyways, bottle's neat. We already gave it a 5. We don't need to talk about that again. My cocktail's gone. You have a bit left over there.
I know. I just realized I did try it before the show. I don't think I took a single drink when we were going through 2-minute drills.
You're hyper-focused.
It's hyper. Like, get this. Where I was counting, I was tracking my laps.
Tracking your laps. What did you think of it in the cocktail?
It was good. I thought
I
it was
really
good.
liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It stood out. Thought it brought really good flavor to it. Like it definitely brought
Yeah.
some uniqueness to
I
it.
like the wine finished whiskeys in old fashions. I like single malts. I'm realizing I like single malts in old fashions. So a single malt aged in wine or
Mhm.
finished in wine, it makes a good old fashioned. What would
Yeah.
you give it on a score for the cocktail? I already have mine locked
I would give it
in.
a 4.
That's exactly what I give it as well. So we got a 5 and a 4 already. Let's talk about the nose. I'm going to let you start first while I talk about Rogue just a little bit more. They are made in Newport, Oregon, right on the coast. It's a little port or harbor there, a little marina, if you will. A lot of boats, a lot of fishing action, crabbing action. Really neat place to go have a drink. If
Mhm.
you're ever in Oregon, stop. If you're on the coast, traveling the 101, stop at Newport and stop at Rogue. It's a great place to get a drink. All right, you talk on the coughing.
Sorry.
You talk on the nose while I get a little sniff.
You can definitely, in my opinion, because we've tried so many different whiskeys that are wine cask finished, you can tell it's a wine cask finished whiskey.
Like that fruit forward
Mhm.
wine smell is there.
It's there.
Yeah, 100%.
Followed by like, I don't know what it is, but I felt like it has a little bit of vanilla, maybe a little bit of vanilla.
A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of pot stilled spices. I feel
Mhm.
like you always, for these single malts that are done on pot still, there's always just something that there's just a little spiciness to it, a little pepper maybe. I smell that.
Yeah, no, it's.
And Randy pointed out it's ocean aged. They say not like Jefferson's, which goes out to sea, but it is aged by
Jefferson,
that
they
ocean
throw those
air.
casks on a boat and they go all over. It hits all different environments. This is not.
But it does have the
review for
environment,
Jefferson.
and it does have that salty
Yeah, it has
air
that,
and the weather.
and we know the environment that the whiskey is aged in absolutely impacts the final product.
And that Oregon water is some clean water too. So maybe not as clean as your mountain water out of Denver, or I mean out of Colorado, out of the Rockies, but still clean water.
Yeah. Yep. So what are you getting on the?
Well, I mean, I get the wine, I get the pot.
Oh,
spices,
I thought we were sorry. I thought we were
yet.
moving on to the
Well,
taste.
you didn't give a score for the nose.
Oh, I didn't give a score for the nose. I can't taste it yet. Hang on.
That'll throw.
I
your
like
nose
it.
Score.
I want to give it a 3.8.
All right.
Because I get excited that it's like a wine finish. Like you can tell.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it.
She gets excited, folks. I give it a 3.5. I think it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're good in the middle. It's a little bit better. So yeah. All right. For the taste, now for the single malt, we said vanilla. We said a little flat Coca-Cola. Is kind
which
of
sounds horrible, but it's not.
No, like your vanilla. I mean, Coca-Cola's got kind of that vanilla-y flavor and sweetness, and that's what we're getting from that.
And when we say flat, like just not carbonated.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not.
Right. And I got pot still spices. I did not. Now we had my parents visit us this weekend, and my dad got a flavor that then I picked up. I don't know if it was power of suggestion.
On this?
No, of the single malt of dill pickle.
That was not the single malt.
What was it? That was this?
That was the gin.
Oh, never mind. That was the gin.
We weren't even drinking whiskey.
No wonder it was dill pickle. Dill pickle gin.
No, but it is gin from that they make at Rogue, and it is then finished in Oregon Pinot Noir casks.
Yeah.
And I do like cocktails with gin, but gin is not like something that I would drink
straight.
Neat.
Yeah.
Their gin that's then finished in Pinot Noir casks, I could.
Grace O'Malley's is what I can.
That is way too junipery for me.
I like the juniper.
Okay.
What are you getting
anyway,
on the
back to the whiskey?
Back to the whiskey, which I did not change our clicker. People that are on YouTube, I do apologize. Slacking. I know we already tasted this one when we were there, but I'm still getting the same notes. You get that fruit forward wine, but the crazy part is, a cab is a dry wine. The finish of this leaves your mouth like a dry wine.
Like you just drank you're warm, and it's like there's some heat there, and then that dry mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're drinking. I mean,
It's
the
really
finish is like
good.
drinking a cab. It is very good.
I enjoy this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the wine forward. So I get like some pepper from the pot still spices. I get a little bit of vanilla, and then that finish is just crazy. How it's like I just drank a dry wine.
Mhm.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah. What would you give this as a rating?
You want me to rate first?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 3.7.
3.7.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm giving it a 3.8 again.
3.8.
Mhm.
See, I knew you were going to do that, and I didn't want to match you, so that's why I went a 7. But yeah, it's very good.
Oh, we got a question. We got
Okay.
a question.
So Channing saying, rookie question time. Please explain waiver for fantasy. So you're putting in who you want to pick up. I'm assuming you're speaking to the listener league, unless you did join another league
For your first year in fantasy.
Yeah, for your first year. So basically, you look at the players that are available. So on Sleeper, where you run it, you go to players, you go to available, and you can right now you can pick up anybody. But during the waiver period, which is always Tuesday. The
Mhm.
waivers go through on Wednesday morning.
Like you can't, and to clarify that, you can't just go pick somebody out who's out there
Right.
before that waiver period expires.
Right. Yeah. And we do it based on fab. So you have $100 to last the season. You do a blind bid. You don't know what other people are bidding. And so, I mean, I'm just looking at this right now. Jalen Tolbert is available. So if you think he's going to really step up with CD Lamb out, can pick him up. Got to drop a player off your team. If it was during the waiver period, which is after the games have ran and before Wednesday morning, then you have to put in a bid for them, a blind bid to try to win it. Hopefully that answered it for you, Channing. And congratulations for right now being the number 1 team in the league, but I'm coming for you,
Yes.
buddy.
We're both coming for you.
Name checking in. That's a great name. Painting my fingernails after Caleb Williams' game. Yeah. 4 touchdowns, 298 yards, not 299 like I tried to give him. He looked really good. Now, maybe it's just because the Cowboys defense is so bad. That is possible, but he did look good.
Didn't he paint him navy? Was it navy last week?
He might have. I did not.
It was
keep up.
announced.
See, now you need to be bringing every week.
Sorry, I'll bring it.
I want
Caleb.
trends.
Fine.
Of does he win with a certain color? Does he lose with a certain color?
I'll track that for us. I will track Caleb Williams' nail polish color and our win.
Week 17
in his performance.
Week 18 when he beats the Packers, and it's going to say "fuck USC" on his because that's who he played for, and he's going to go to the playoffs off of that win. It's going to be awesome.
All right,
that's what's going to happen. Thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe. It sounds lame saying it every podcast, but it helps us so much if you do that. Share with a friend. Just say, hey, check these people out talking football and whiskey. That helps out a lot too. Download on Spotify and Apple. Watch on YouTube. All that good stuff. I also, shameless plug, I got an Anytime Touchdowns bet article coming out tomorrow. Friday, sorry. I hit 4 of 5 last week. 4 of 5. Let's go. And my Survivor Picks article is already out there. Miranda, do you have anything else you'd like to add about week 4, about this whiskey? Anything?
No, we're good.
Good luck in your matchups. Good luck in your bets. Drink responsibly. My old fashioned is gone. Going once, going twice.
Sold.